I want you to look back at a time in your life that was extremely meaningful and fulfilling. Was it a time that you stretched yourself just a little bit out of your comfort zone? I was sitting in the back of the cafeteria with 7 of my friends, and in 8th grade after lunch, we always had recess, and there were 2 things that we usually did. The first was either run out to be able to make sure that we get the basketball courts that we wanted, and the second thing would be to stay back and just hang out in the cafeteria. And it was one of those lazy days, and we're all just chilling out. After a couple of minutes, the music teacher rushed into the cafeteria over to our table. She asked us if anybody knew how to sing. We were all so confused and didn't know what she was getting at. My friend Isaac raised his hand and said, "I like singing." And she said, "Okay, great, I need one more person." The rest of us were just sitting there quietly. A friend of mine, Maor, thought it would be really funny, and he said, "Bennett loves to sing." The music teacher looked at me and said, "Okay, great, come with me." I said, "Maor was just joking, I don't actually like to sing." She then asked me if I ever sang before. I told her that I enjoyed singing in the car with my mom, but I never actually performed. She said, "No, that's totally fine, come with me." And as she started to rush out of the cafeteria, Isaac and I quickly followed behind. As we see her turn into one of the rooms, we followed her in and saw that there were about 10 other students there, 6th and 7th graders. We see the assistant principal standing in the front and a keyboard that the music teacher is getting ready. Isaac and I looked at each other very confused. The assistant principal motioned to us that we should sit down. She was so excited and she started to tell us that there was very exciting news. A big organization decided to make a fundraiser in 2 months from now, and they're bringing in a very popular band. And because they want to get the community's involvement, they asked our school if the choir can open up for their performance. She then started to say congratulations on being the first choir that our school ever had. I looked at Isaac and said, "Choir? I didn't sign up for this." She continued saying that there are going to be 2,000 people coming to the event, and because we didn't have so much time, we're going to be meeting every day during recess to make sure that we get it down perfect. And now I'm thinking, oh great, I just gave up 2 months worth of recess. This cannot get any worse. As the assistant principal finished, she started to walk over to me and Isaac. She said, "We're really excited about this performance, and because you're the 2 oldest in the choir, we're going to give you each both a solo." I can't believe this is happening to me. 5 minutes ago, I was sitting in the cafeteria hanging out with my friends, and now I'm going to be performing on stage in front of 2,000 people at a skill that I'm not really good at. So over the next 2 months, every time the bell rang, all my friends ran outside to recess, and Isaac and I had to go to room 104 to start practicing. Because my voice already went through puberty, I wasn't able to hit the high part anymore, so the part of the song where I was supposed to go high, they told me to just go low. They said Isaac will catch it on the high note and take it from there. Day in and day out, we start practicing, and as we get closer to the performance, I'm not excited for it. The day of, we have to get there 3 hours before to make sure that we can rehearse on the stage that we're going to be practicing on. Instead of a keyboard, it was a piano, and the layout was a little different than we initially thought. Standing there with not so many people in the room, the pressure started to slowly build. And as we got closer to showtime, people started to trickle in. As the seats started to fill and the noise started to get a little bit louder, I really felt the butterflies in my stomach. They gave me my cute little vest that I was going to wear, and now I was nervously waiting in the back. As the MC gets up there to introduce the event, we're waiting on the side to be called out. They call the choir out, and Isaac and I go front and center with the rest of the choir to the side. The 4 singers that we're going to be singing were sitting right behind us, and the 2,000 people were in front of us. I'm so grateful that the lights were so bright on the stage that I couldn't really see past the 3rd row, but I knew there was no way that I was backing out now. As they started to play the introduction of the song, it sounded a little bit different. I started to inhale to begin my part of the song, and one of the singers behind me saw that I was about to start and whispered that I should wait. That would have been a great start to the show. I ended up holding my breath and waited for the rest of the intro. I ended up singing the rest of the song, and Isaac really rocked the house. We sang one more song as a choir together, and after the whole concert, they gave us flowers, and everybody was so happy. I was so relieved that I went through that experience, even though I wasn't the most qualified. We all have different opportunities around us that are going to be able to stretch us to become somebody that we want to be. After reflecting on this story, one of the things I've noticed, if it wasn't for my friend who played a trick on me, I would not have had this experience. Although I was really frustrated that I missed all that recess, what that experience made of me was so much more valuable. As Jim Rohn famously says, it's not what you get in life, it's who you become. So the next time you see an opportunity that you might be scared of, don't necessarily focus on the result of the actual activity, but ask yourself, who are you going to become in the moment? And if you can start to stretch yourself just a little bit, you're going to look back and you're going to see so many more times in your life that you're going to feel fulfilled and get so much more meaning out of life. So how far are you stretching?